right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We have a special guest that's going to be joining us, and we got a lot of topics we're going to get into. We're going to get into a lot of topics about Miss Robbie. We're going to get into that, and also we're going to talk about Tasha K. But I do have a special guest, the one and only, the infamous, as some would say, some would argue. Roland Rebel is live on the air. Roland, how you doing?
Thank you. Good morning thank you for having me.
And I want to say this, that the reason why you're on the show is because you called me about a situation. Let's put it all out on the table, make it public. And you called me first. You reached out to me on Instagram and you was like, "I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Okay, is everything okay?" And you have a problem and some issues with a couple of YouTubers. You have issues with T Spiller, have an issue with Hershey Kiss, you have an issue with TTTB, okay? You also have an issue, I think them the main three, and I guess you probably have an issue with the Chasing reality franchise. Would that be correct? You have an issue with them as well.
Yes.
Okay. So, but I do want to first start off with this conversation about TTTB, um, T Spiller and Hershey Kiss TV, because all of them, they used to come on the Wiley Show channel, and they still do. And you were on here when we was all having a conversation about your book, about how successful it is. But right now, y'all are not friends, I'm hearing.
No.
What happened?
So let me take you back and let me give you a timeline. Do you remember last year around August during Pride, August, September, and the incident between me and Barry Pendleton happened with him spitting on me?
I heard
So,
about that.
so prior to all that, the four of us were planning to all meet up in Atlanta, and they all knew about my beefs with the people in the chasing reality sector. And so T Spiller and Hershey, and there was another young lady with us, kept saying, "Well, we don't want you to come around because you're gonna mess up our opportunities. So just kind of stay away." So when we got together during Pride, I stayed away because I'm like, well, I don't want to mess up y'all's opportunities. So on that Sunday, we met up at Henry's in Midtown and we had lunch before we went to the park. When I came into the restaurant at Henry's, T Spiller tells me, "Well, Barry Pendleton called me last night and he wants to know where we gonna be today." And so at that point, I already knew that it was gonna be some shit. I had started drinking by that point, and I said, "Well, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen." So we're leaving out of the restaurant, going up the street to the park. So while we're doing that, they're walking, I'm rolling or whatever, and they say I'm wearing diapers, I'm falling in a ditch, I'm doing all these things.
Now who said you was wearing diapers and falling in the ditch? Because you are in a wheelchair, right? So the people that are
Yeah,
just joining in that will understand that. So who said
T
you was wearing
Spiller and
diapers?
T Spiller and Hershey were
So
saying that.
T Spiller and Hershey said you was wearing a diaper and that you were falling in a ditch.
Yeah, and I smelled and all these other things. This is what was said on Mad Day.
Okay.
So when we get to the park, because Piedmont Park is real big, when we get to the park, we're walking through the park, and um, T Spiller calls his other friend named Rand, who happened to be um, somebody that Barry Pendleton used to mess with. So earlier, back in 2021, I guess Barry posted a picture of this man, and I didn't know who this man was. I said, "Oh, he's cute." So when me and Barry started beefing, because we started beefing after the G status reunion, because you heard about that, because he was mad because I talked about his alleged kids, which D. Rashawn later brought out that he didn't have any alleged kids.
Okay.
So the friend that T Spiller had ran met us at the park. So he was telling T Spiller if he ever saw me, he was gonna beat my ass. Like he got in my inbox because of some stuff that Barry said to him. Now, keep in mind, I've never met this person in
Now, who
person.
said they was going to beat your ass? Who said that to you?
The T Spiller's friend.
T Spiller said they're going to beat your ass. Now, mind you, you are in a wheelchair, right? So I just want to paint the picture of the threats that you are alleging that you received, and bring this whole deal about. Okay, that came about. So y'all link up, and what happened?
So we link up, we walking through the park. I'm buying T Spiller drinks and all that, and I'm getting my own drinks. And somehow or another, we get separated. So they claim that they were looking for me throughout the park the entire day. So I'm calling them and saying, I'm here, I'm at this location, here's where you can find me. They didn't come and find me. So it started getting dark at right around 7:45, 8 o'clock that night. My chair started dying and everything. So I sat over in the corner to give myself some time to let my chair charge up so that I can get out the park. So as I'm doing this, I see Barry coming up the walkway. And like I said, I knew that he was going to be there.
So Barry, you already had a problem with Barry, and that's the one that said he was going to spit in your face.
Yeah, but
Okay.
let's go back to the other friend that T Spiller was cool with. So we were getting drinks and chips and things like that.
Mhm.
And so when T Spiller's friend walked up, I'm getting my drink. I'm sitting there waiting on Hershey and T Spiller. So he's running up towards me, charging me, trying to fight me. And I'm like, I don't even know you. I've told you before, I haven't said anything to you. And he's saying that Barry said that I said some things. Now, we have had words on the phone and everything. Now, I've told him before, I don't know you. But he kept saying, I'm going to beat your ass, I'm going to beat your ass, I'm going to beat your ass. Now, we've had words before that encounter, but I kept saying, I don't know you.
Mhm.
So after that, they kind of pulled him off of me or whatever, and we started going through the park. And like I said, they got lost from me, and then go back to the point where I said I found Barry as I was trying to get out the park. So we have an exchange or whatever. We looking at each other, and I said, "Well, I heard you got something to say about me. You need to come and find me."
Mhm. Hold on, Roland, you there? Because I don't want it to break up. You back? Okay. You was on the
Yeah,
part where you confront where y'all meet up at the park. Y'all come face to face at the park. Uh huh.
yeah, yeah. We come face to face at the park, and I said, "Well, I heard you have so much to say to me. What do you have to say to me?" And also, I have to mention that Sky from Chasing Atlanta was with him, and
Hmm.
then Darion from the come up. So, um, me and Sky are looking at each other, and I tell Sky, "Well, I don't have a problem with you. I was a friend to you. You kind of hurt my feelings, or whatever, from the stuff that you said, because we was cool, and we was having our side conversation." And so Barry decides to throw Jack Daniels on me. So when he decides to throw Jack Daniels on me, I charge at him at that point. So Darion was standing in the way so that I couldn't fully charge.
Okay, Roland, you there? Because you was breaking up. Do you want to do the phone line? Because maybe StreamYard is a little problem. Give me a second. Roland Rebel is giving his account when he was attacked, and he's giving his reasons. He's giving the story, but we want to make sure that we can hear him clearly because I don't want it to be no breakup. So I think it's a connection issue on StreamYard. So I'm gonna see if I can connect him on the Blog Talk Radio phone line. I'm gonna see if I connect you over there, and you can just call in. Maybe that will help with the connection
Okay.
because you're not showing yourself on camera. So let's do it that way. Make sure y'all share this live. We are live. Make sure y'all like the video. We want y'all to hear this, and y'all can give y'all whole thoughts. And of course, I'm asking Roland Rebel questions. And again, this is a man that is a part of the community with these web series shows, and he is in a wheelchair. So I just want to for people to visualize this. This is not like like if a person come up to you and spit on you, or if a person throw a drink on you, and when he said he charged it, that meaning he charged him in his wheelchair. I just want people to understand that for the people that are just tuning in, since we don't so y'all can get a visual sense of this. But hold on, we definitely gonna bring it on the phone line. So give me a second. Roland Rebel. Hopefully thank you guys for being so patient. I'm gonna do it on the phone line because I think that will help other than bringing it on StreamYard because it's like connection issues. So give me a second. So we want to be able to hear you clearly. And I'm gonna DM you the number.
Okay.
Let me DM you the number right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna DM you the number right now so you have it so you can call in. Make sure y'all share this live. We are live. Good morning. We got a lot of stuff to get into this morning, so be patient with us.
Your show now, press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 37 seconds.
Okay. 37 seconds. And Roland Rebel, just call the number and we will bring you on that way. Call the number, the 646-716-8447. So the part that he left off on, that he finally confront somebody that saw him at the park that didn't too much care for him, and they threw a drink at him. And he charged at the person in his wheelchair. So we definitely going to
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Blog Talk Radio.
All right. 837. Okay, Rolling Rebel, you're live. You're live. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Yes. Okay. So you get the drink thrown in your face and you charge at the person in your wheelchair. And then what else happened?
So I charge at him, and then Barry comes back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so at this time, people are walking past because we're in the middle of the walkway. So he comes up in my face, and I'm like, so you throwing Jack Daniels on me and shit? I'm cussing and screaming and hollering and all of that. And so that's when the boy Rand comes up to me and is like, get him back. And he bends down. Like, you got to think about it. This man is 6'7.5" tall. He bends down in my face and spits directly in my face.
Wow, so he's spitting your face? Oh, wow.
Yes. And walks away. Now, did I give you the background of why this got to the point of where it got to? So let me give you a quick background. Because, of course, you know that Barry Pendleton is the ex of Cameron from Chasing Atlanta.
Okay.
So he had started dating Cameron, and I guess he was talking to me, using me or whatever. I had been giving him money for DoorDash and stuff and all of that.
So you've been giving him some money? Oh, wow. Now you was giving him money for DoorDash. Yeah. Why he didn't ask Cameron? Why he didn't ask Cameron for the money from Chasing Atlanta?
I don't know. That's his own issue. So when he started going on these interviews, because he wanted to be on Chasing Atlanta, but when Chasing Atlanta didn't want him, he would then go to G Status Season 3, which we have yet to see. So he was trying to impress D. Rashawn, who is now on TTB's panel.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, I don't know whether you remember, she had this platform called The Hot Seat. So remember when I told you that me and Sherrod was beefing and me and Dre Simber was beefing? Barry got in the middle of that.
Okay. So
trying to find a spot.
Okay. So I just want to make this current with T Spiller and Hershey. Why, to make it clear, why did you fall out with them? Was they fighting you? What was the reason for that?
So this is a timeline of events. The first time after we've gotten over the spitting incident, because they said, you're embarrassing us. You know, you screaming and hollering at the park and you're embarrassing us.
And this happened last year at the park.
Yeah.
Okay.
there are several people in the web series world that don't like you, and we feel like you're gonna mess up our opportunity or whatever. And I'm like, well, I apologize for that. You know, let's move on. So we fell out for a while, and then we kind of got back right or whatever. And so every time that we would get into it, or I would get into it with somebody else, they would bring that up. Like everybody I've gotten into it with, from Barry to Rico Cassadine, because I'm not sure if you know, there's quite a few members on the current cast of Chasing Atlanta that I'm not cool with.
Okay,
Even
so I hear that. I don't want you to go into all the other rant. I just want to stick it with just for a second with T Spiller and Hershey Kiss. So they felt like you were embarrassing them because you were falling out with all other cast members on these weird reality shows, right?
Yeah.
So y'all made
And
up
then,
after that incident? So did y'all make up after
yeah,
that? Okay. So tell me about
yeah.
another incident that happened that between you and Hershey Kiss and Hershey Kiss and I want to make sure I get all these words together.
And people,
And Hershey and T Spiller. So what was the other incident that made y'all like, okay, we got some problems here?
So then the second incident is, there's this page on YouTube called Roland Master. They're using my pictures and saying things to these cast members that I'm not saying. So they're taking pictures from my pages, they're buying my books and throwing them away, putting bad reviews on my books and things like that, calling my family, calling my job, and doing all these things. But they're saying, well, you got multiple pages on Instagram, you got multiple pages on Facebook, and you've been trolling the girls, and the girls don't like you because, like I said, I even fell out with Andario, and you know the reason for that. They're cool with that person. So they're like, well, you talk to Monet, because even when they got into it with KL from G Status, it's like, we can't trust you because you're saying all the things that we're talking about in the group chat. I'm not saying anything. There are burner pages around here telling stuff about them because they don't like them, but they're using me to get information.
Okay, so it's a page out there that's using your picture, saying a lot of stuff, and people think, and T Spiller and Hershey think is you actually doing that.
Yeah, all the people in the web reality world.
But can you understand why they would believe that you would do something like that? Because you are messy.
But it's honestly not me.
Okay, so I'm just going to, I hear your point. You say it's honestly not you, and okay, so I'm just getting the point of that. So the page is going around just pretty much dissing the girls, and they feel like it's you controlling the hate page. Okay, so what was the other point you like?
It's multiple pages saying that I'm saying things about them. Well, my main page is in the room, so how am I doing that and then trolling them?
Okay.
Every time that I've had a burner page, I've let it be known, this is me. I don't hide it. So why would I even say anything of that nature or do anything of that nature when the last time I checked, I thought we was good?
Do you feel like with T Spiller and with Hershey Kiss that they are upcoming talent in the web reality series network? They are up and coming talent. Do you feel like you are a bad look because of your past for their brand?
Well, they are just as bad as I am, so you can't
How so?
Judge me on stuff that you do.
How so?
Because they say things behind people's back in private group chat, which is why they're mad at me. Because they're thinking, because when they even fell out with Monet, they're mad because I talked to Monet. And Monet can tell you everything that I have ever said about her. She knows that I said it. How are you going to be up and coming talent when you can't even be bold enough to say the shit that you got to say to that person? And then Hershey wants to use, I'm a woman this, I'm a woman that. For instance, T. Spiller and Trey So Raw are supposed to be in a relationship together. And she has said some things about their relationship and then gonna lie about it that she didn't say it. She said things about TTV. Matter of fact, TTV invited me on his platform when they were on the panel together. Hershey, T. Spiller, and Dre Simber said, don't have Roland Rebel on the platform. They have been haters towards me from the beginning, but pretending like they're my friends.
So hearing all of this, and you just spilled some tea that T Spiller and Trey are going together. Congratulations if that's true. Um, for me, I when I look in this issue, because when you called me, and I guess you tried to put me in the middle of it, and you thought I was going to pick sides. I'm not going to pick sides in this situation because I'm Switzerland. I'm neutral in it all.
No.
Because I like TTCB. I like T Spiller. I like Hershey. I like you. I'm not. You haven't done anything to me personally that stopped my bag or anything like that. So we still cool, and you're welcome on my platform. What this seems to me, this seems like y'all have to sit down and have a conversation, because it seems to me like it's a lot of back and forth, little stuff been saying behind the scenes, and people don't want to keep it a stack when it's public. So that's why I chose today to bring you on and get your point across, because number one, I don't think that you're very active. Like, you don't have like a platform where you can reach the masses. And since I can reach the masses, I bring you on so you can give your side of the story. Because hearing this, you have been spit on, allegedly. You have had a drink thrown on your face, allegedly. Why are you in a wheelchair, by the way? And you feel that your friends Hershey and T Spiller have abandoned you. Now, what I want to ask you a question about TTCB, because when I've known of you, you would go on this platform, you would talk, y'all were cool. I thought y'all were cool, right? So what happened with that?
Mm-hmm. So what happened with TTB was when the whole thing with them and KL happened, because they fell out with KL over the that panel they had. I felt that TTB was acting funny towards me, so I called him Mr. Potato Head or whatever, because I always felt like TTB didn't want to bring me up unless it was for some drama. And I felt hurt. I felt like y'all using me, but y'all talking about me so bad or whatever. So me and TTB fell out for that reason. And then when he brought Danita on, because Danita still has had an issue with me from the very beginning that all stems from this whole Barry situation. So it's like, people are listening to other people about me, but I've put it all on the table about the things that I've done. Yeah, I've said things about people in the industry, but they won't let it go. But so, then, go ahead.
For me, and I'm just listening to this because it's your side, is T Spiller side, is Hershey's side, and the TTB side. Now we're hearing your side, but for me, I'm hearing that you say you were hurt that you couldn't go on TTB network because unless it was some drama, and you heard about it. Do you understand why I've been trying to tell you to get your own platform? Because that comes with power. Build your own table so you don't have to be worried about going to somebody else's table to eat at their table. You have your own table, right? And I've been telling you that for years before TTTB Network came on the scene, before T Spiller came on the scene, before Hershey Kiss came on the scene. I've been telling you for years, get your own platform, because I don't think that you should go through all this trauma and you're not even monetized on YouTube and got 1,000 subscribers and getting a check. You know what I'm saying? You understand where I'm coming from? Instead of like going on everybody else's show, create your own show and get a cute coin. And if people want to just beat your ass, at least you monetize. But it looks like you going through all this and you're not even monetized. And I think that's a disservice to you and a disservice to people that can get to know you, because as I look at other people like Roland Ray, this man is doing incredible things. He's monetized. Even he talks a lot of shit and people be wanted to hit him and do all type of shit. But at least he monetized off of his social media. He get advertising dollars. He's on zoos. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's something that you're gonna have to learn, understand the business part where you got to get into that. And then of course I'm gonna ask CB to come on the show, talk to him. I'm gonna talk to Hershey Kiss. I'm gonna talk to T Spiller. They're more than welcome to come on the show. About it, I just feel like you were hurt because you called me. And I was in the dark because I didn't know y'all fell out. I thought y'all were all cool. I didn't know about, because I don't really follow, a lot of stuff that goes on in the beef, in the Where reality series. That's like a whole nother sector. I don't follow all the updates. I really don't. So when you told me that, I was shocked that y'all weren't cool. But it's a person in here in the chat said, but Wiley, I think he isn't being truthful. Hershey said that Roland talk about his family being on food stamps. Do you want to respond to that? If somebody in the chat said, Hershey said that Roland talk about, her family being on food. It must have, I guess you meant to say her family being on food stamps. Is that true?
I don't know nothing about that. So the stuff that she's saying is a lot. And then she even talked about earlier this evening, because we had a deal on her boyfriend or whatever was going to do my documentary that went along with the book. Mm-hmm. When we fell out, she decided that she didn't want to do it anymore, because what happened was the night that, I think it was the night that let me think about it. There's this lady named Sunshine that follows their platforms and that follows me. I made the comment. Now, granted, we have argued on Bigo and everything, me, Hershey, and T Spiller, because they even reached out to Stonewise Clark, because the beef between me and the chasing people goes all the way back to the days of Stonewise Clark. So we have argued for years about this. So when I met this lady, Sunshine, that I'm speaking of, I would tell her things that would go on in our group chats or whatever, because what KL wanted to do was he wanted to create this platform with T Spiller called The Conversation. And so the conversation was going to be him having me and Barry on the platform. Barry didn't want to be on the platform because he said if he saw me, he was going to beat my ass and all these other things. He even popped up on me a couple months ago where I'm at in Atlanta. Like, you've been threatening me for the last 2 years, and the people that you got the problem with, Danita, Carl, all these other people, you're not running up on them. You're running up on me.
Well, you in the wheelchair, am I thinking, do you fear for your safety? Because I'm like, and I don't think you should be as messy and go out. I can understand if you being messy, you in the confines of your home, with the police on speed out, but you still going out with the girls. Do you think that's strategic to be messy and yet still rub elbows to go to parties and clubs with the girls? You think that's smart?
Why can't I? I'm grown. Why can't
but what I'm saying, you grown, you can do it. But what I'm saying is, if you dragging these people on social media and then you go to a club, if it's on site, do you think that's putting your life in danger?
No.
You don't think so?
First, let's be clear about something. They are mad about things that have happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I didn't apologize. You don't have to take it, but if you don't want to take it, leave me alone. I have been places like with my fraternity brothers and sorority sisters, people taking pictures of me and everything. Like if you wanted to confront me, but they're not. They're doing it on social media. So when I'm reacting the way that I'm reacting, it makes me look like the psychotic bitch when they're the ones that got the problem. So if I'm minding my business, why can't you leave me alone? If we can't talk about this like adults,
So I
then
want I want to
go
say I
away.
want to say this because TTTB network just responded to me and he said this, and I want to read what he said. He said, "Wiley, please, I have no issues with Roland Rebel. Why am I tagging this?" He said, "For what? We literally have no issue." Do you want to respond to
Let
that?
me be clear.
Because according to
Let me
TTB, TCB network, he said y'all don't have an issue.
let me be clear, TTV. The reason that I brought you up in this, and you can attest to this too, Hershey Kids TV and T Spiller have said a whole bunch of shit about you. You have even told me that they have told you that they didn't want me on your platform because they had beef with me. My issue with you stemmed from you listening to them and you listening to what other people had to say about me. Now we have squashed this issue, but my issue now is that I understand all the things that you have said about them, and my issue stands from them. And we can squash our beef because they are the problem, and you know it. Because what they do is they get on these platforms, lie, spread drama, cause confusion, and then act like they don't do anything.
So
And
so
Hershey
so
being
I just want to respond. He just responded. He said it's 8 a.m. I have no issues with him. Nothing to explain. So I want to make it clear. Y'all made up and y'all fell out for what? Let's make it clear. So to the audience, so why you fell out with TTTB or why you ain't see eye to eye with him.
we fell out over the KL situation and with the T Spiller, Hershey, and Dressember thing.
And you got proof,
And the
and you
issue
got
with
proof that they said that you shouldn't come on. Do you have proof that uh they were telling TCB to not bring you on his show? Like, do you have proof of that, or is it hearsay?
TTV told me himself.
Okay.
So, and I think, and let me clear this up. When I talked to you, I should have made this clear that TTV and I don't have an issue anymore. But the issue that we have stems from them.
Okay, y'all don't have issue. Okay, I'm confused. That's like a contradiction. You said the issue that y'all have is for Hershey and T Spiller. So that means y'all do have an issue. Because but
We have
you blaming the fallout with T Spiller and Hershey on TCB, and I think that's unfair to put it on him.
no, I'm not. That's
Okay.
not what I'm saying.
Okay, what you say? I'm
That's
sorry.
not. Let me be clear about this. What I'm saying is, when he associated with them, of course he was going to side with them. And when I associated myself with them, I sided with them too. So now that they don't like neither one of us, the issue is them. We could have talked this out a long time ago. Them and D. Rashawn.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that need to be put on the fire are T. Spiller and Hershey because they've caused a lot of drama in between these circles, but they hide their hands and pretend that they don't do anything.
So what
And
have
so
you
when
what have you learned from this situation because you were hanging out with them? If this is true, and what you're saying, because you're alleging that Hershey and and um excuse me, T Spiller is messy, you were hanging out with them, right? So now that you are alleging this, when did you find out with that point when you knew that they were messing? Because this is all alleged, because this is just your point of view, right? They have a right to come out and respond whenever they wake up and see this. But you're saying that they mess up friendships and situations. But again, just to speaking about the whole TTCB part, he's innocent, I think, in a situation, because this more so stems from Hershey, T Spiller, and you. Y'all have y'all issue. I don't think that have anything to do with TTCB. That's just my honest opinion. I think like you wanted to make it a part of the situation.
They use him as collateral damage just like they use me. Once they get whatever it is that they want from people, they no longer use them, because their whole goal is to try to get a name in the industry, and they're using people.
Do you feel like an outcast?
I've always felt like that.
Okay. Like all your life, you felt like an outcast?
Yeah, but I've always had to prove myself, and that comes from why it's always the rock. It's always, you're a messy ass bitch, but really, I'm really nice. And I allow people like that to take advantage of me. And like I said, with the whole Sky situation and a few other people on the Chaser platform, they pretend to be cool with me, and then when it's mad day, well, I don't know you, I don't do this, I don't do that.
But again, you making friendships with people over the internet and buying people Uber Eats, DoorDash. Then it was one situation with the whole Aaron situation where he owed you some money because you paid some money and he kind of like scammed you out some money. But it seemed like, do you take any ownership that you put yourself in these situations?
Yeah, but also if I'm doing business with you to further my brand, because people say I'm not doing anything, I'm trolling. If I'm trying to further my brand, do what you say you're gonna do, and then if you don't do it, and I'm speaking out about
okay,
it,
now let's speak about this, because Aaron is on Chasing Atlanta, and you allege, because it got into it went from a photo shoot to something sexual. Talk about that situation.
Okay, so this happened the same week prior week. So I told him, I said, I have a book coming out, or two books coming out. The other book hasn't come out yet. The other one is a sex book, so I have to be very specific about what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to film content that supports the book. So I presented it to him as if it was a sexual session, and he knew it. He said that, well, I sleep with white men for money anyway. So we had a transaction of words, and I sent T Spiller the screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
T Spiller then sends them screenshots to TTV. TTV said he then called Aaron, and Aaron said that that's not true. So, and I showed like 200 screenshots of the conversation that happened.
I did see the screenshot, and Aaron personally told me that it did not happen that way. It did not happen that way. He denied those allegations. I do want to say it for that way. Aaron came out and he denied it to me privately about it. But you say you have screenshots of the altercation, but who reached out to who for sex? Let's get to that.
I just said that. I said when I initially reached out to him,
mm-hmm.
I told him I have a book coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Can you do this for me? I ironed it out for him.
Okay.
He said, well, if you give me the $500, we can do that. We had a scheduled time when all these things were supposed to happen. This was during the time of Pride.
Okay.
He claimed that he had a performance to do. He couldn't make it.
Okay.
None of that. Then the next thing you know, he ends up in Dallas in an Airbnb.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, where are you? I gave you the money. We have a contract. What's going on? Oh, well, I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Okay.
I sat on that information for months. I let him, do what he's going to do and waited on it because I held up my end of the bargain
Mhm.
because that was before my book even came out.
Okay.
Same thing with the documentary. There is this other content creator, 7 Clicks. that
Okay, let's
does
before you get
all
to
the-
that, let's stay on one situation before we jump to that. Okay, let's stay on Aaron. Okay, the $500, he had an Airbnb, you were sitting on it for months. What else happened?
So when that situation with Aaron happened, then I also reached out to J.M. Moore
Okay.
because J.M. Moore and I were cool prior to J.M. Moore getting on Chasing Atlanta as well.
Okay.
So I reached out to him and I said, can you do a garment for me for my photo shoot for my book? And I asked him, I said, I hope you don't feel a certain kind of way because I'm arguing with these people on these lives or whatever. You know me, I'm always going to defend myself.
Okay.
These people were cool with me prior to all this stuff happening. So when he became cool with D. Rashawn, he told T. Spiller that he reached out to me and he asked me what my budget was, and I said that I didn't have a budget. When I reached out to him and said, well, my budget is $500 to $1,000, he was like, well, I don't want to do anything for you because you're associated with mess, and my brand is not mess related.
Okay.
You did that because you were cool with D. Rashawn, and that's what my issue
Okay.
was.
So I hear all that. Now, was it anything to do with sex with you and Aaron? Was that brought up?
From J.M. Moore?
No, I'm talking about in general because that was a rumor that somebody he wanted some sex or and all of that situation. Was that just a rumor or was that facts?
It was facts because I told him what I was trying to do for my brand. I said, this is a sex book, so it's a simulated session. This is what I'm trying to do. So I framed it to him in that way so that he understood. He agreed to it. I can send you the text message.
Oh, okay. So you didn't want to have sex with him. You just want it's a book about sex, is what you're saying. You did not.
I did, but he knew what I was trying to do.
Okay.
He knew what I was trying to do in terms of my brand.
Okay.
And he was okay with it. So for him to get on TTV and say he didn't know what I was talking about was a lie.
Okay. All right. See, for what you going through, if you would like listen to people with some wisdom like myself, you need to stop going to people in the community for help in that little sector. It is so many designers, it is so many photographers that have proven record of doing great, awesome work. But it seems to me you're going to people in that hub of I don't know. For me, if to save a lot of this trouble, you should reach out to people outside of reaching out to people in the reality web series. Do you understand that? Because like you have to take some type of ownership that you put yourself in these predicaments. Like you're literally putting yourself in these situations, becoming friends, buying people DoorDash, paying people this, sending cash apps, and like you doing it, and you need to like hold up, like get with some people because it's some great people. Like for me, if I were to do a photo shoot, I don't know if I will work with people in the web reality series. I'm gonna shop around before I make that decision. And before I give you before I give you anything, I'm gonna make sure that you got a proven track record of treating your clients right. I'm gonna do a little bit more research than other than me giving my money.
Well, let me give you a little bit more background of how we got to me reaching out to Aaron. Because there's another person in the community that I had worked with before. His name is 7 Clicks. He films, all the porn stars and everything else. So he had done some previous work for me 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a contract that he was going to do my photo shoots for my book and then do the documentary. I paid him the money, and everything was good. So the day that things were supposed to happen, he never showed up. So when he never showed up, talking about, well, you don't have clothes, because the original designer that I had after J. Amore, or before I even went to J. Amore, I gave them money, signed a contract, because they had dealt with another web reality star that was on another web reality show. I had a prior relationship, working relationship with these people. So he got mad, the photographer and the designer, because I called them out about not doing what they were supposed to do for me. So then they ran off with my money, which is what made me go to Aaron for help. This is somebody I've had a relationship with for 5 years.
So you've been scammed from somebody else, allegedly. Okay. And then you went to Aaron and allegedly got scammed again.
Yes.
Okay. Have you gotten your money back from Aaron and from the other person that you named? Have you ever was your money refunded?
Nope. Nope.
So what have you learned from this situation? What have that situation taught you? Like, what have you learned from this?
I don't trust nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're doing the work, you're not getting anything. And everybody likes to talk about, well, you talking to this escort and you doing this and you doing that. So,
and like for me, I feel for you that you have been used. If that's the case, I feel for you. My best advice is you're gonna have to do more homework on people. You just can't just give somebody some money and be like, oh, this happened. Speaking about Aaron, it was another allegation towards Aaron that he owed another person. You know the person's name. You can name the artist's name. Owe him money because he was supposed to write him a song or give him a beat, and the person was like, where is my stuff? And he never got the money returned. Like he had to go to his bank to get like a stop payment or get a return of fund because he didn't get his services rendered to him. And that was like another allegation that was said. And what was the guy's name? Because he was on G status. What was the guy that was allegedly was Corday. Yes, Corday was allegedly said it was alleged that he was scammed by Aaron from Chasing Atlanta. And so what my best advice is to do your homework, do your research. Do they have a website? Talk to their previous clients. It's like it's ways to avoid of being scammed, and you have been scammed multiple times. And that's
Wiley, I want to be clear about something.
Okay.
I want to be clear about something. When the situation with Corday had happened, that was after I was scammed. But when I tried to say something about it, nobody wanted to believe me.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think nobody wanted to believe you?
Because Aaron got allegedly on live with TTV or called TTV and said that wasn't true. Mm-hmm. Or because of my track record with these people, or because they don't like me. That's why.
Mm-hmm. I listen. I talked to Aaron. He denied those allegations, so I don't know who is what.
Of course he's gonna deny.
And I'm just letting you know so that I have to stay neutral in this because I wasn't there within the deal. So this is all alleged. Man, like Roland, I just have to go back to again, man. If you had your YouTube channel, you can get a lot of clicks and views. You are very you like because you watch these shows, you are interested, you are the encyclopedia of the gay web series shows in Texas, in Atlanta, and all that. Like, if you really get into your bag, and I will help you if you willing to be helped to get a YouTube channel to teach you how to get a channel, and to get into that business, because and do that, and just stay focused on your brand, and don't worry about chasing the friends, because you have to be very cautious. You have to take another step of guard to guard yourself, because you are disabled, you are in a wheelchair. So people would really feel like, oh, I could really take advantage of Roland Rebel. He in a chair. Oh, I got him, honey. You know how that goes. So you have to take an extra step to read the room and read the spirit of the room and stuff like that, and before you get involved and stuff like that. But I'm not going to paint this picture like you're innocent in all things, because you have said some things about some people, and you did say you apologize, but the girls, they say they forgive you, and then they still hold on to it. It is what it is. But for me, I do want to ask you this: do you want to start a platform, or do you just want to be messy on the internet for free? What do you want to do?
I want to start a platform. I want to start showing what I do, because I have a career outside of my literary career that I just started.
Mm-hmm.
I do mental health therapy. So I don't have time I'm trying to pull myself away from the drama, but it seems like the more I pull myself away, the more I'm being pulled back into it. I'm trying to right the wrongs that I have made so that I can keep some relationships, so that I can put my next project out. But it's hard to do that when you have this persona that you try so hard to shed, and you got these people that are not telling the truth. Like I said, I started this out saying that I'm not innocent at all, completely. But these other people are not innocent either.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm glad you was being honest on that. And I have been telling you for a while, a long time, to get you a platform, brother. But just to close this part out, you have a book. Make sure y'all go get the book. What's the title of the book? Where they can get the book? Because you are an author, and congratulations on that. I haven't read your book yet, because I'm still catching up on some books that I had purchased months ago. So I definitely gotta purchase your book and read your book. But you are an author. What's the name of the book? Where they can get the book at?
The book is called Don't Get Effed Up. You can get it on Amazon, iTunes, Barnes & Noble, Kobo.
Don't get effed up. Don't get effed up. Make sure y'all go get the book. Thank you so very much, Roland Rebel, for coming on the show. You called me. I sensed that you were hurt and that you wanted to be heard. And just to say, I understand being in situations where you have not been heard. I felt as though I felt like I wasn't being heard in my family and stuff like that. So what did I do? I created an outlet to speak to people. I got into therapy, I got into counseling, and I created my own platform. So I don't have to worry about, well, they didn't bring me on their show, child. I went over such and such. I just created my own show. And was it hard? Yes, because having a disability, having a cross eye, being diagnosed with bipolar, look, you know how the girls are very judgmental. To some girls, I'm not all that. And yet still do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. And you have an example of someone in a wheelchair that is doing it, that is literally doing it. So you have that example, and you need to look up to him and look at the things that he's doing in his career, and be like, okay, because what you're doing, you in the bottom of the bottom. You need to retool your mind and be like, okay, let me step back for a minute. Let me take a little break. Let me build my channel and do reviews of the web series shows. When I do the reunion, I do a review on that. I drag the girls if I got to drag the girls, but at least I'm being monetized on my platform. And then you invest in some security, because you know the girl's gonna be looking for you. So get you some security and all of that. But then another thing, if somebody throw a drink, I want to ask you this. This is something I do have to ask you. If that was true, did you press charges for somebody throwing a drink in your face? Do you press charges on people when they throw drinks in your face and spit on you?
here's the thing. I went to the police station after that happened.
Okay.
You gotta know Barry Pendleton's real name to
Okay.
press charges. Because allegedly that's not his real name. So
Okay. And of course, did nobody record it? You ain't had no footage.
it was screenshotted by D. Rashawn, and she even admitted it on her story because I think I got the screenshot.
But did you send that to the police? Did you send that to the cops? I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah, I
asking.
did.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just wondering. I'm like, if somebody just throwing spin on you, throwing drink, do you press charge? I know I had got a drink thrown in my face in an altercation, and I chose not to. I wanted to press charges, but I was talked up out of it. But I did want to press charges, but I was talked out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just pay and just gone back where I'm at. But for you, my best advice: get you a platform, get your coins together, and invest in some security, because I don't think it's right for people to come up to you in a wheelchair, because that's not a fair fight. That's literally not a fair fight. Like, if you like, it ain't like you can get up and like hit them back or spit on them. Like, you would have to charge them the chair, and they can get away or go up some stairs or whatever. It's just literally not a fair fight. But in the other hand, you have to be careful what you say to people, because people are in the gay community. I've learned people feelings, a lot of these girls can't handle criticism. And so when they see you in the club, like for me, you rarely see me in a club. You rarely see me at events because I talk a lot of mess. And then if I do go to club, I'm very, very low key. I'm in and out, watching my surroundings, see if I gotta pop somebody if some pop off. But I'm very, very smart. But if I was very active, like how the stuff that you have said, of course I would have to have security and go to and all that, because I have said a lot of mess, and that's why I don't go to a lot of clubs and rub elbows with people unless I have security, because the girls will try you. And if you know what I'm saying, they definitely will try. Oh, Wiley, you said this on your show and blah 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 blah. I'm a little different. I'm gonna pull out my phone. We're gonna talk about. We can go live and get some clicks and views. And then if we go at it, make sure y'all record it. Okay, okay. Lose, win, or draw, I'm going to defend myself, right? But I don't see myself always going to an event and get into some drama. Like, when you keep doing that, then you have to do a spiritual cleansing, and you have to be like, okay, let me not get into the drama. Let me get into a whole nother way. I'm just giving you advice. You can take it or leave it, but I don't think that's safe to because that could have went totally. That they could have did if somebody could throw a drink in your face, what would stop them from doing something else? You know what I'm saying? Or from spitting on you. That's the
Right.
most disrespectful thing that you can do to a person, is to spit on you, especially if you have not warranted that to happen to you. Like if you have, like, I can understand if you threw a drink in somebody's face and they just threw it back, that's self-defense. But just coming up to you, that's borderline, like, not cool. It's like that's like a disadvantage.
Like with me in the Barry situation, yeah, we had words back and forth, but it would literally be I would be talking to other, like I could be talking to you, and they'll say something to me, and it's like, just leave me alone. And then when I'm saying something, they're like, well, fuck you, and so of course I'm responding,
Okay.
like, because you're gonna leave me alone.
But my thing is my thing is this: you don't have to respond to everything. Like, it was a situation. Let me give you an example. This was years ago, and my cousin he went to we took a cab to go to his friend's birthday party at a hotel. They had an hotel room. So I was in the hotel room minding my own business. Two dudes just popped up. You talk a lot of stuff. I'm coming for you, Wiley, on YouTube. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. I didn't ignore it because I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. It's two dudes. So they literally, because something I said on YouTube, we coming for you and blah blah blah. It could have went in there. What if I was aggressive? It just could have went left. And so from that situation, I learned I'm very strategic on where I go. You don't see me in all these people parties. You don't see me in all these people clubs. I'm very strategic on where I go, and that just comes with using like maturity and using my mind and using some comments, because I know a lot of these girls, they can't handle criticism, and I know I have talked a lot of mess about a lot of people. So you won't see me come to a T.S. Madison event and try to take a picture with T.S. Madison. I talk mess about T.S. Madison because I know you never know, she might feel some type of way, get one of her kids to come after me. You just really never know. So that's why you talk a lot. Don't go to a lot of these places. You ain't gonna better rub elbows with the girls. Just stay in your house. You know what I'm saying? Or go to a little restaurant when the girls don't go. You know how you gotta move. You gotta know how to move around the city. I'm just saying.
Sure.
Well, thank you so Roland. Thank you so very much for coming on. You had a whole hour, so I don't know what you're gonna say after this. I'm gonna be watching you. I already know you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna be getting some ass, because if they drag you, you're gonna be dragging on the internet. So I definitely have you on Instagram, and I'm definitely going to drop it in the chat. So,
Mabel Simmons, let's not do that.
okay, do you want to sign to Mabel Simmons? Mabel Simmons said, Wiley, tell him to stop spreading rumors on other people's families. Own your mess and own your shade. That is what Mabel Simmons said.
The first thing I said, ma'am, was I'm not innocent. Your listening skills aren't very good. However, when I owned it, move on. If I'm in my bed minding my business, why are you, meaning the other people, saying things about, if I'm such a troll, then why are you even mentioning me in any form or capacity, throwing shade or anything? And then when I say something, it's a problem.
But of course, hold on, Roland. You can't have it both ways. If you trolling, the public is going to say something like today. You want to come on? I asked you, I said, you want to come on the show? Let's talk about it, and let's put it all out here on the table. You know what you say is going to come up with more drama. You should know that. Like if you throwing shade, somebody else gonna throw shade. Like you don't have to be like, oh man, but you can't. I can throw shade, but you can't throw shade. No, that ain't fair. And I used to be that way too. I remember I was in high school.
That's not what I said.
Okay, what did you say? Okay, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Like for example, the reason that I went live today with you, was because for the past 2 days, T Filler, Trey So Raw, and Hershey had been making comments about me. And I let it slide and I didn't say anything.
For 2 days, but you responded today.
Yeah.
So if they respond today, would you clap back and respond to them?
No, because it's over with. You said you don't like me. You don't.
I don't believe that.
Leave me alone.
I don't believe that. If they shade you, I don't think you have the willpower yet, Roland Rebel. If T Spiller and Hershey, or if T Spiller and Trey, if they say something towards you, you're not gonna say nothing back. I don't think you're gonna be able to hold your peace. Not because
I literally for 2 days.
That ain't two, baby. But that's just for 2 days, though. You acted like that was 2 years. You literally fired 48 hours later.
It's still.
You there?
You said what?
You acted like 2 days is like 2 years. It's just 2 days. You responded 2 days later.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that this is a continuous thing. They think that because these burner pages come up, that I'm saying something. Mm-hmm. And then that'll start from there. That'll start them saying stuff to me. Like when Chasing comes on, there's a burner page that has my picture on it. That's not me. My main page that's in the chat right now is what you see. Mm-hmm. But they swear up and down that this is me in this burner page. And it goes from there, and that's where this starts. And I've constantly said, even tonight, when arguing back and forth with them, I said, I am not these burner pages. I would tell you if I'm these burner pages. So what are we having this discussion for?
All right. Well, good morning to you, sir. You got your point across. Thank you so very much for coming on the Wiley Show. And if you want to come back on, I'm just gonna let you know while you here. I will be reaching out to T Spiller.
I have their
I reached out to TTCB and he responded. So I will be reaching out to them and have an open door policy and say, hey, I want to bring y'all on. Y'all want to answer to this, what he said, and we can definitely have that conversation. But I just want to say thank you, brother, for coming on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, y'all heard it first on the Wiley Show, and I was trying to interject to make sure it could be clear, so you all be able to understand the situation. We will be reaching out to all the other parties and see can they come on the Wiley Show as well. All right, so that because let me tell you about my Nate. So I was hanging out, I was doing what I was doing. And I get a phone call from Roland Rebel, and then boom, that happened. And then after that, then I got a phone. Then I saw that Tasha K had her episode with the Carbon Nation. She had the episode up. It was Tasha K interviewed the Carbon Nation members, right? And speaking about that, the first episode, so y'all understand, because I'm on the app, I paid the $12.99 on the app, and so I paid the money, not the $2.99. I paid the $12.99 tier. And so just to let y'all know, and they played it on Bingo. So if y'all was on Bingo, y'all heard about it. So make sure y'all get these likes up before we get to that. Get these likes up. And so Tasha K interviewed the members. And I want to say something. If I didn't know no better, I would join Carbon Nation. Just by judging those young black men, giving their ideas and their thoughts and about why they following the prophet, or what do they call him, the master teacher, the way how they was explaining their lives. One of them played basketball, one of them went to college, one of them was raised by two parents. They was very intelligent. If I didn't know no better, if I was a weak-minded person, just follow anything I hear that you speak real good, you look good. The teeth was white, they look good, they was attractive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, if I know no better, and I see why people. And one of the guys, he said he is a public speaker. He took up public speaking and communication in college, and you can tell that he's very intelligent. If I didn't know no better, they didn't get. I'm just telling. Listen, I stay with me. They're very, they wasn't cussing, they wasn't dragging. Yeah, Tasha K, and this is why I went. They literally was giving their thoughts. Now, people keep saying it's a cult. It all depends upon who you ask about a cult, because some people will argue when you go to church for all these days and weeks, that may be a cult. Like it all depends on who you ask, or who you ask about a cult, right? Because there's different meanings of a cult, and everybody has a different idea of a cult. But for those people, to me, they have a thought process, who they want to follow, the reason why they follow this man. I'm just judging it off episode 1. I'm just judging it off those young men episodes. We only on episode 1. They was giving their thought across about how they saw a video of this man on YouTube, and they followed the man in Costa Rica, because where he said on YouTube, one of the guys said I broke down in tears when I saw this man on YouTube explaining himself about the spirituality and all that. And he said I broke down in tears because I never heard a man speak like that. Listen, I'm not gonna follow no carbonation because I'm Jesus I'm Jesus all the way. But I'm glad that Tasha allowed those men to speak and give their thought across. So I'm glad that she gave them a platform. I would like to hear some tough questions in other episodes. Again, I'm just judging episode 1. It was a great episode. Those young men, they gave their point of view in episode 1, and they gave their thoughts about why they joined Carbon Nation, right? And until I get some other details, they got their point across, and I think it was very effective. And I think this is a master promotion of carbonation. Now, with a cult, you will want the cult not to get any more new followers. So what Tasha K have done and doing for the group, she is literally giving them millions and millions of more exposure because the leader has been arrested. Nature Boy has been arrested and charged with a crime. But I think with this interview, you heard it from me. This interview has literally is giving them validation of them being a serious religious group, not a cult, just a religious group. It's no different than people, Dr. Umar out there talking. It's no different hearing Tariq Nasheed out there talking. Like, I'm just judging episode 1 because with this series, it may help it get more promotion and more cash apps to the organization to keep the organization going. Right? So I watched episode 1 and I was listening to episode 1. Nothing that they said made me like, oh my God, what? What I was coming one, I did have one question though. I'm like, none of them really wasn't in gangs like that. Didn't seem like one would say he was selling drugs, but it looked like they were upstanding citizens and they just follow a guy that they saw on YouTube, right? And this is just an episode 1, but look like they're gonna get some more cash ups. One of the guys was looking so good, he had the hair up. Good, I mean, had some type of hairstyle. He was light skinned. I mean, looking good, intelligent, and just giving his thoughts. One of the guys, I don't know his name, he was in the military. The man served in the military, left the military to join Carbon Nation. So I'm interested now to hear more information about carbonation. Now, once I get off this live, I'm going to watch the Master Teacher video and see what was the video that made people leave their house to go inside of the jungle. I want to see what was that video. What would make you leave your regular life, leave your home, leave your family? What did that man say in that video to make you just say, I'm about to drop everything and go in the jungle? Like, I'm interested. So I'm going to do my homework. I want to know, what did he say to make y'all black folks to get up and go to Costa Rica in the jungle and screw? What I'm trying to say is, what did Nature Boy say? What was his words that made these black intelligent people get into the jungle and get that cootie cat leg? I like with no AC, no deodorant, getting that cootie cat ate, getting hit from the back. I'm like, what did he say? I'm just interested about it. Nature Boy is very attractive. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do some more homework because what I'm hearing a lot of noise. Make me get interested into Nature Boy. I never watch his material, never watch any of his videos. I just hearing the noise about the lady says she was attacked. She pressed charges, other stuff, and he was charged, I think, even for kidnapping as well. So I'm trying to go to the root. What would make these people not leave? The man locked up. He's in jail, and they still there. So I need to do my due diligence to research. If y'all have the video, send it to me right now so I can watch and see what would go through their mind to do this. Right? I want to do my research. So I want to, like, these people was talk. They didn't look like they was hungry. They looked like they being well fed. They didn't look like they weren't shaking and shivering. They weren't slurring over their words. They was giving their thoughts about their upbringing, about their father. I just want to know. Like, I don't know if anybody out here listening, this was we live, And I just want to know. I want to hear from. I just want to hear because they kept saying it's a video on his page, and I watched the video. Like the man said, I broke down in tears. I saw the video of the master teacher. I broke down in tears. I'm like, whoa, what was that video like? I want to see it. I definitely want to see it. They said because he's not there. If he was, they wouldn't even speak. But my thing is, they're speaking now, and what Tasha K have done is just legitimizing this group. Like, I wasn't really checking for no carbonation. No nature. I covered the nature boy about him being arrested because that was news as a SWAT team bust in. So that was like news. But interested in the group itself, no. But when she interviewed on the app, I watched it. I said, wow. First of all, I said, good looking guys. They seem intelligent to me. They were talking about the moon, about the stars, about the zodiac signs, about the earth. One guy was talking about church, about how he was a Baptist, but he was like, if you believe in God, why do you have to go to church? Can you be able to get God in your house? Why do you have to go to church? So they were bringing up some points. Some of the points I actually agree with. So, I'm gonna do some more research. I just want to ask y'all: did y'all watch episode 1? Comment in the chat if y'all watch episode 1. Give me a second here. If you watch episode 1 on the app, comment below and say I watched episode 1 on the app. If you watch episode 1 on the app, comment below and said I watched episode 1. Okay. And he had to give them permission because they did the interview. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he gave them permission to talk to the press and his supporters. That's how he get moved. That's how he get money is from his supporter. Yeah, I agree. I cause they're definitely talking. I ain't paying nothing when Wiley tell all the mess for free. Wiley sound crazy. You definitely will join. I will not join it. Like this is where you're not understanding me. I never said I want to join it. I said I want to see with these black beautiful women. They are not ugly women. Now I can understand if they was overweight, weighed 600 pounds, no neck, double wide chin. You know, I'm like, oh, why these girls like that? They're some good looking women. Like the women are good looking. Like good, beautiful black women. They good looking. Now, I want one because I heard they got the hot box. Okay, allegedly. I heard they got the hot box. I'm gonna say hot box because I don't want to get sued. I heard some of them got the hot box. So I don't want to go down to but they good looking. They good looking women, but I don't want to go down to the hot. They got some of them got the hot box. I'm just saying overweight women are good looking. Okay. Overweight women are good looking women, right? I love overweight women. But what I'm saying is them critique, they look like models. Beautiful women. I mean, they not hurting nobody. Now, let me say this. Okay, now I'm talking about the members that I saw like they're not hurting nobody from what I saw from the video. Now, if you got other videos to contradict that and say, hey, no, Wiley, they do. Send me the videos so I can see it. But Nature Boy, according to Nature Boy, is the mastermind, and he was actually doing harm to the women. Now, I don't know if the other guys were doing harm to him. I don't know. I can't speak on that. So I'm interested. And then when I was on the app, and I was like, is we gonna get all the episodes? And because I love the binge watch. I'm so tired of waiting for episode 2, episode 3. I am so maybe because I'm a Netflix generation. Like I am so used to you dropping it and we can watch all the episodes and I can get a conclusion. Like I do not like some of the apps like watching on Stars. They drop weekly episodes. I don't like weekly episodes. I like to binge watch this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I like to binge watch all the whole series. But I'll be like, I'm so interested. And now I'm gonna just do some more homework. Wait on episode 2. I'm gonna be patient because it's Unwind with Tasha K. And I know she's running a well-oiled machine. So I'm definitely gonna uh uh definitely do that. So yeah, I like it. I like to just drop it all at one time. Let me consume it all. Because I was interested. I'm like, man, let me get another episode in. I'm like, damn, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for next week. I'm like, okay, I'll wait for next week. Hopefully, when I wake up from this good old nap that I'm gonna take, I I hope another episode is dropping. Okay, but we're gonna move on because I know, yes, Wally, I love binge watching. Um, I want to move on to Miss Robbie. Now, Miss Robbie, this is a mess. This is a mess. And this is so sad because her son Tim allegedly murdered his nephew, which is that is Miss Robbie's grandson, which is that is Miss Robbie's deceased grandson. The deceased son. And it's so sad. But I saw something that triggered me with Miss Robbie. Yes, it triggered me. Let me see if I can pull it up. It triggered me. Yes, it did. I'm gonna say it again. It triggered me. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on my phone. Because it triggered me. Do I have it? I thought I saved it. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna let y'all listen to what Miss Robbie said in her own words.
I've had tough times and I'm still having them, but God is good. They say He won't put no more on you than you can bear. I'm going through it. My son is in trouble right now, but I'm his mother and I don't know no more about it than you because I hear about it when you do. But I'm there for him to support. That's what mothers do. We're doing till death do us part, same as a marriage. So if something happens to your kid, you got to be there for him because you're their inspiration. And not that what he's involved in was good or bad. I don't know. But that's my son. And I can't abandon him now. So I'm there for him. And tomorrow, they say you pay the light bill, the gas bill is due. So that's the way life is. And I appreciate it. Sweetie pie.
Okay. Okay, on one part I understand because that's your son. But how nobody is talking about how does Andre mother feels. I'm gonna break it down. How do his family feel? Like, I need to track down Andre's mother. I know she's grieving, but I want to know what is your thoughts that your son uncle killed him, murdered him. So I want to know, how does Andre mother feel? Now we understand Miss Robbie thoughts. She's standing by her. She's standing by her son. That's her only living son left. She's standing by her son and his mother. But I want to know, how does his mother feel? Andre's mother. How does she feel? Like, what is her thoughts? And like, if y'all have her information, send it to me, please. Email it to me because I'm going to track her down and ask her. I'm like, what's your thoughts about all of this? I want to hear her thoughts. I want to hear from Andre's brother because he do have a brother. He have a brother. He have a brother. So I want to know, how do you feel that your brother was murdered by his uncle? So I want to ask these tough questions. So maybe that's me trying to be like a journalist, but I'm going to ask those questions because I'm like, how do they feel? You know what I'm saying? Because Miss Robbie doing interviews, she out here in the press talking, promote her singing, promote her albums. So I just don't understand. I disagree with Miss Robbie because it make it seem like she's just standing by her son, but your son did something wrong. Why are you standing by your son and your son murdered somebody and murdered your deceased son that was murdered? His son, like I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know who is I don't know where's Miss Robbie publicist, but I would not say I'm gonna just stand by my son because that's my son. Absolutely not. I'm gonna say I'm gonna pray for my son. I'm gonna let God handle it. It's between him and God. But I will not say, I'm going to stand by my son because that's my son. I'm his mother. And we, to death do us part. Like, come on. Like, I'm not with that Miss Robbie at all. Because it makes it seem like to me, you probably told Tina Turner when she was getting her ass kicked from Ike, from Ike, you probably turned the other way. Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, come on now. So I don't understand. I don't have any children. So I and mothers, if you're listening, if your son were to murder somebody, would you go to the press and say, it's my son, I'm standing beside him? What would you say? All the mothers out here, I know y'all working, stop working, put your work pad down, call in, because most of y'all working from home. Would you stand by your son if your son were to murder somebody? Will you stand by your son and say, this is my son, I love him, I'm sticking beside him? And he murdered your grandson. What would you say in this? Because when Miss Robbie said, I'm triggered, she needs to be dragged. Drag her by her wig and drag her by her whack vocals. Because she definitely needs to, let me put the phone line up here, because when she said, it's my son, I'm a 65, y'all know what I know. Lady, you ain't getting no tea. You ain't talking to the people trying to get no information. Where your attorney at in this situation? Because I know you're paying for his attorneys. Like, this is messy. Child, don't get me started. Because she definitely needs to be dragged. Yeah, tell your boss that Wiley wants y'all to call in. Come on. Because I just want to hear, like, how would y'all, like, I know it's early, and maybe we'll do another live. Hold on, we got a call already? 2984. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Hi, Wiley. Good morning. How are you?
Doing good.
That's good. All right. So, hello, everyone, whoever's listening. So, as far as like the carbonation, I just saw like the little snippets. I do plan on watching it. One of the things that I was concerned about, because everyone has their own beliefs. I'm Christian. I was raised Christian. I was raised in the Baptist, but I'm Christian. Been in church all my life. Anyway, one of the things that from what I see that Tasha K was like concerned about, maybe I'm guessing one of the reasons why she wanted to interview them is because there were concerns about like imprisonment and abuse, those types of allegations that came out, which is one of the reasons from what I've read why the bishop, the guy, was arrested. And then there were also allegations of like sexually transmitted diseases and things like that. And then, you had the revenge porn situation. I mean, everyone has their own beliefs, what they choose to believe in or how they choose to live their lives. But that for me, that's concerning, specifically being a woman. When you read things like that, it's like, oh, wow, a woman being beaten or held against her will, and, you have all these sexually transmitted diseases and things like that. So, of course, I'm quite sure more, details will come out, as time goes on. But that was my whole thing with the whole carbonation, because I'm like, what is really going on? Like, these people, like, this is what you're promoting your beliefs, but then it's like at the same time, it's still a safety issue, a safety concern as well. So that was my whole thing on that. And it was also like the R-word allegations as well. So that was another thing. So hopefully we'll get more details about that as time goes on. But anyway, as far as the Miss Robbie, that whole situation, I really do. My heart goes out to her. I'm a mother. I have 2 sons. Actually, I have 3 sons because I have a stepson, all boys. And it's different. You're a male, but from what you've been saying, you don't have any kids. And a mother's relationship, a mother's bond, specifically if it's a motherly bond with her son, it's so special. It's from like a spiritual standpoint, and it's really hard to explain to someone who isn't a mother who has a son. And from what I see and what I gathered, I really think that she's really in denial about it. Not so much like, oh, I know my son did what he did, and yeah, so what? That's my son. But from what I gather, she's in denial. You know, you can see that her love for him is so strong that she's like not really seeing it for what it is. And personally, hopefully, I don't wish that on any mother that had to deal with something like that. The love doesn't change, you know, unless there's some type of issue between the mother and the son. This is something, unfortunately, that he did to someone else. I would still love my son. Would I say, oh, yeah, that's my son, I don't care? No, because right is right, wrong is wrong. But, you know, it depends on the parent. You know, some mothers, you know, it's like, this is my son, you know, I'm going to stick by my child. But, you know, me personally and how I was raised, I would, tell my son, and I would not, you know, let it be known that I don't condone that. But could I say my love for my son would change? No, you know, because your mother, a mother's bond with her son. It's strong. It's so strong that you have these men out here that do all of these things, and you're like, why is his mother approving and close up? Because that's her son. She loves her child, and not to say that it's right, but it's that motherly bond, and you can clearly see that that's what's going on. But that guy is terrible, you know. For if he did do it, I mean, the evidence points that is saying that he did. But if he really did, it comes out he really, really did all of this stuff. Yeah, it's terrible, it's horrible. But my heart does go out to her. It really does. Because from my understanding, she had another son that died, or was he the oldest son?
That's the one. That's Andre's father that died. That was Andre's father that died.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the other son. That was Tim's brother.
Yeah, it was Tim's brother, and that's Andre's. Yeah. That was Andre's father. So she lost both of them. And she literally lost both of them to gun violence, right? The father and the son. And then also too, and what Miss Robbie should also say, you know, pray for Andre's mother, because she's still grieved. Like, because pray for his mother. You know what I'm saying? Hearing that your son is gone, and it's being reported allegedly that his uncle took him out, has arranged to take him out for some insurance money, which they never could cash in on. So that's what I'm looking at it for. It's just all the way sad. And I see that Miss Robbie trying to move on with her life and do music. I get it, but I just think that she has to be careful of what she say in interviews, because it's just really making me want to side eye Miss Robbie a little bit. Because
but I mean, it's different, you know. Like, I can understand. I can't say I know how she feels or knows what she's thinking, but from being a mother, I really think that she's really in denial. You know, all the evidence is pointing toward, you know, him doing it. But I really think, and I think her love for him is so strong that she just doesn't want to see it. You know, like love is like that old saying, that love is blind type of thing. And that's not just an intimate relationship, but that's also your relationship with your children. Some parents, their child could do no wrong. You know, that's another old saying, like, what child, please, you know, like, and your child is out here wreaking havoc and raising hell, you know, and all this stuff, and you're like, oh no, not my child, you know, my child.
I heard that.
So
I heard that.
Think it kind of goes back to that situation. But
all right,
thank you. Point I would say that.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Okay. Let me see. 4334.
Hey, good morning, Wiley.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Doing okay. Doing blessed this morning.
Okay, good. I wanted to just talk about Miss Robbie. Now you from Chicago just like me. Mm-hmm. You remember that case where that guy killed his mother that on that beauty salon?
Beauty salon, yes. He was flashing the money and stuff like that.
Like a rapper. And so here's what I thought about with Tim doing that to Andre. He was into that Hollywood life and got into that and didn't have the money to support it. So he was becoming very greedy, because it was a rumor that he was gonna do the same thing to her, to Miss Robbie.
It was a rumor that he had a policy. Yeah, it was a rumor. Yeah.
So I understand, like, she's heartbroken as a mother that he did that, and she feel like, you know, she needs to be there for him. It's really sad, but I don't know. I just don't think she's all there. It's like your son could do that to his own nephew. He can do that to you too.
It's just like hearing this. It is so sad because it was based out of greed, and then this is what I heard, that a couple of days before Andre was murdered, Miss Robbie house was robbed, and that Andre told the police that no, it wasn't me. I didn't rob her. It was actually Tim that stole the money. And then a couple of days after that, that's what I got from Chronicle Speaks, when she's like, he was murdered. So it's just like,
yeah,
it's greed. It's greed. It's greed. And that's evil and all of that stuff. And I do pray for that family, because I see that Miss Robbie, and I'm glad that she's trying to move on with her life. To keep at peace, because I think if she just slouched down, it'll just break her heart. But I'm also praying for Andre's mother and his family. Like, people forget that because his family, that family is not famous. You know, you don't know his mom or his brothers and his siblings over there. But I'm definitely praying for all of that situation. So thank you, sister, for calling in.
no problem.
Thank you. All right. What's the next? Okay. Oh wow. Okay. 9622.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, I want to talk about the coordination. So I've been following this story, and I'm a night owl and I'm a wino. So I've been watching the coverage from Nick at Night, Tasha K, and I've been waiting a long time for something, to happen to Nature Boy, because he was abusing them and manipulating them. And did you hear?
Allegedly.
Did you hear that he got 22 years? So it's been reported that they're trying to give him 22 years. Have you seen it?
Okay, I have heard rumors about that. I have heard rumors about that he's serving a heavy time. So if any articles, anything that come up, if he gets sentenced, we definitely gonna be like, wow. That's because he got some serious charges.
Yeah, like he has some very, very serious charges. I was watching Nick at Night when she was covering it, and the interview that she was doing with some of the guys, and all of them are like very intelligent. Like, they speak very well.
Very intelligent.
A lot of them come from good homes, and I just don't understand how you can get mixed up into something like that. And most people be like, well, when things like that happen, people look like the father is out the home and a single parent. But no, a lot of them had both parents, and a lot of them had good lives. So you just got to just pay attention to your children, because I don't care if you are well off, if you are living a good life, if your kids are educated, going to the good schools, they still can be missing something like in their head. So it's just very important for parents to pay attention to the mental well-being of their children also. So, because I have a 10-year-old son, and when I look at things like that, I'm like, okay, is he okay mentally? Yeah, his grades may be good. He has both parents, but is he okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to pay attention, because they don't tell you and show you everything that's going on in their lives. So you just never know what's happening with your children. So that just, helps me to take a closer look at my child and be like, okay, he shows me that he's doing well, but maybe I need to pay closer attention. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you just never know, But that's all I wanted to say, Wiley. And I hope that he really, really gets, what I'm saying, what he deserves, because some of the footage I seen was just disgusting. Making them slap each other, and it's, anyway. All right, Wiley, well, I love you.
All right, love you too. Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, good morning. Thank you. All right. Anonymous, you live on air.
Hi, Wiley. Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to talk about Nature Boy. Yeah, he may say some of the things that Tariq Nasheed, who's whack, and I can't think of the other guy who has been building the school since 1966.
Oh, Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Dr. Umar.
Okay, Dr. Umar. But there is a difference because they don't have a cult following. They don't have a house where they have people living there. There is a difference also with Nature Boy. It was on YouTube where he talked about CHILD touching his peen, and it was his child. So there is a difference because there was some child P that went along with him. Also, the beating of them, manipulating their minds, there is a difference. So my thoughts, my opinions, I believe if Nature Boy doesn't go to prison, that he should be committed because there's something mentally wrong with him. If you're not following God, okay, you don't have to. That's your choice. But to mix in evil, then that's a problem. Another thing is with Miss Robbie, I won't even say if my child, because I won't even put that evil on my child. That's pure evil. Allegedly murdering, having your nephew set up. That's pure evil. And for people to say that it was going to be Miss Robbie too, I want to know who was she praying to, because I know she's religious. That evilness just took over. I feel bad for her. Yeah, she's going to stick by her child, and that's her business. But that is pure evil. And to go back to the Roland, I can't remember his name. Even though someone in a wheelchair has said some things, if that person hasn't put their hand on you, then you should not spit in that person's face. That is like the most disgusting thing you could do, because that person in a wheelchair, some of them they don't have the arm strength to stand up and attack back. So anyone, hopefully that person is listening. I think someone should spit in your face or even in your food, because you just don't do disabled people like that. There are some people who have a mouth on them. That's a mouth. They can talk. You can choose not to listen, but
that's true.
To assault someone who doesn't have the strength to fight back, I believe that he should have pressed charges. And I think he probably tried to. Or his group, his band of friends, if he does have a band of friends, they can find out that person's name and they can corroborate his story. I think that person, Roland, does not have good friends around him, and he doesn't have a good solid fan base. Because like you was telling him, if he had got on YouTube and created his page or whatever, he would have fans that would do that for him. They would even find out where that person's family lives and phone numbers. We've done it before. We have, but it's been done before.
Absolutely,
where you can find information on people.
All right.
I just think that people don't like him, but y'all have a great day.
All right. Thank you so very much. Okay. Oh, wow. We have quite a few callers this morning. 0235, caller, you on air.
Wiley.
Hey.
Why are you fascinated by Nature Boy?
No, I never said I was fascinated by Nature Boy. What I said about his...
You are.
No, I'm talking about his followers. His followers, I'm fascinated, and they're very intelligent. Did you watch Tasha K interview on part 1?
Oh, but it seems that I'm not saying that you're like admiring him, but it seems like you want to know how did he do it? Like how did he manipulate them?
Because I think that's a good question. I'm doing my homework.
You have to understand, Wiley, that we might in the public eye we might seem that we have it all together, but in privately we don't. We just don't, and that's the truth. We all have our secrets, and the only thing is that some people are good at hiding it than others, and I think that's the truth. I think you need to put that in consideration, because it's not as just simple as that. Oh, he was able to manipulate all these successful people, and it was just so easy like that.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, hold on. I just want to go on level for a second. I just think that he pretends that he owns his mess and he owns his shade, but he tries to justify it. Like he says, "Oh, I own it," and y'all should just let it go. No, like the whole thing with the talking about people's families, I think that was just messy. I don't understand why he brought them up to begin with. They have nothing to do with this. Like I just don't get it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for giving your opinion.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. I'm going to go on, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace and good morning.